everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hope you are settling. Get your cup. Let's have some coffee. Look, we got a little stand here. Always a good day when you can start it off with some stand, right? All right, so today we're going to talk about comparing your old self. And I'll wait until people come in a little bit, and then I'll go into this one. This one was really an unexpected talk, but that's how life goes, right? Good morning, Cheryl. Nice to see you. Good morning, Ivana. I see you popping in. There you go. Looks like Sean is there. Good morning, Nadia. Everybody's jumping in. Excited to see everyone. Hope you guys are enjoying the summer. Make sure you are out and about and doing something fun for the summer, okay? Good morning, Glory. Good morning. Okay, so hi, Connie. There you are. Nice to see you. Good morning, Lee. Hi. Nice to see everybody. So the other night, I went to sushi. You know, I have my little sushi place, and I love sushi because I hate to cook. Good morning, Jeffrey. So I went to my sushi place, and there's a lady there, and I've recognized her many times. And there's a bartender that used to work there, and it's kind of like a Cheers vibe, this place, right? Which is really, really great. But she randomly kind of says, Damien was mentioning you the other night. Good morning, Tracy. And said, oh, you used to look, wow, you know, Colby is hot now, but you should see her. She was way hotter back then. So the word hot, whatever, right? That's so subjective. But I said, well, I don't know. Is that a backhanded compliment? Because, you know, I mean, that you're comparing me to a me of 20 years ago. I don't know how fair that is, right? I don't know how fair it is to compare ourselves. But I thought in that moment too, you know what? I kind of prefer the me now, because the me now is way more compassionate. The me now is way more understanding, less fearful, stands more in my power, wanting to help others in such a way that maybe wasn't there when I was younger. So good morning, Wendy. Good morning, Tracy. And good morning, Colleen. So it's asking ourselves, do you compare yourself now to your old self? You know, do you compare yourself now to before grief, or before sadness, or before middle age, or before menopause, right? Do you compare yourself now before when you were single, when you were in a different career perhaps? We can compare ourselves, but we have to do it in a healthy way, because maybe looking at how you're growing, how is your soul growing? How is your world evolving? How are you touching people now that maybe you weren't doing back then? And if you were doing it and you miss it, maybe find a way to bring it back into who you are today. Maybe that's a part of your soul that you're kind of missing. But when we are sitting there constantly comparing, then we're not really being present with who we are and embracing who we are today. So good morning, Yvonne. And it's tough, I'll tell you. You get older, and you get a little more wrinkle here or there, or it's not as easy to maintain a certain weight, or your body starts to hurt, or you have an expansion of kind of your soul awakening, so you have a harder time doing things that don't feel as authentic or as organic to you. It's so across the board, right? Are you more patient or less patient? So look at who you are today, you know, but do it with love and do it with a sense of kindness. And maybe look at where you are today to say, you know what? I may have a little more wrinkles, but my goodness, I understand who I am so much more today. I'm not as insecure as I was back then, right? Taking back your power. Exactly, Madeline. So we have this unnecessary desire sometimes to compare. You see, a lot of times I watch TV shows where they'll show, like one was Heather Locklear, and they're interviewing them and they'll say, my goodness, you never age. I know they're meaning it as a compliment, but what's wrong with aging? What's wrong with change? What's wrong with new embodiment? What's wrong with growth? So you've earned every one of them, Yvonne. There you go. Again, this isn't about necessarily looks. I'm not really talking about just looks. I'm just saying, look at who you are as an entire being, as an entire soul, as an entire spirit, right? Embodied in a physical body. And how is that spirit, how is your soul evolving over time? What lessons are you learning? What are you packing in your bag as you take this journey? What is it that you're learning about yourself? What mistakes have you made that you're saying, all right, I made that mistake, but I wouldn't do it again? I'm learning from it. Mistakes are important because we definitely learn from them. We learn what we want, who we are. Maybe we've hurt someone. We learn how to say sorry. We learn consequences of our actions. We also learn rewards of taking chances. So it is a beautiful experience that we have. So trying not to get locked into the past and staying in the past. Because if you get locked into it and stay in it, it is impossible to move forward and grow. And we're all here. We're all meant to change and grow, evolve. We're not meant to stay the same, right? And when we can give ourselves that freedom, as I'm always saying, give yourself the freedom to say, you know what, I'm going to take this and I'm going to run with it. I'm not going to be afraid. Ask yourself, are you afraid of making some choices based on your old self? What would your new self say? Or was your old self way more going for it, worrying about consequences later, and you've kind of become fearful in yourself now? So looking at who you are, looking at who you were, looking at where you're going and where you've been, right? And where are we experiencing life to the fullest? Because we all keep saying we're going for it and we're doing it, or I don't know where I'm going. So, but the thing is if you were to live each day as if the clock were counting down, what choices would you be making? What authentic, real choices really matter the most to you? Is it the relationships that you're building, the friendships, the connections? Is it, trying to get to the next level in your career? Is it feeling lost in who you are, wanting to find yourself again, right? So looking at where you are, where you've been, maybe write a letter to your old self saying, my goodness, remember when you did that? I'll tell you what, you wouldn't do that today. Today you'd handle it like this. We always say write a letter to your future self, but why not write a letter to your past self? Write a letter apologizing for anything that you wish you could have done differently, but you understand what you learned from it. And thank your old self for being who you were. Also, let your old self know what your new self is up to. Oh, you should see me today. Remember that time when I yelled at that cashier? Oh, I'm so much more patient now. Remember that time when, I just run? Well, now I'd look both ways, whatever it is for you. But acknowledging your evolution through this physical world is beautiful. Because we're all here to evolve. We're all here to grow. We're all here to change. We're all here to find something more than what we were, right? There's always a place to grow, always a place to go. So if you're finding yourself comparing yourself to your old self with negativity, with negative self-talk, with mind chatter, little ego, give yourself a chance to let that go. Give yourself an opportunity to embrace the you now, love the you that was then, see if there's a lot of similarity still in who you are, and use this as a toolbox to help build and evolve that future self. What do they look like? What would you like to bring in more? How would you like to grow more? Thinking about who we want to be, but yet loving who we are in the very moment, is truly embracing this physical form, this physical package that we've got, this soul package, this mental package, this heart package. All of it combined are the pieces, and when they're put together, they make us whole. And when we can really acknowledge each part, the past, the present, the future, in all aspects of it, we can truly say, this is who I am, this is where I'm going, and gosh, I'm embracing this part of me. Love the part of you that sometimes embarrasses yourself. Love the part of you that sometimes slips out and you say, gosh, I shouldn't have said it that way. Love yourself anyway. Love yourself for the kind acts that you do. Love yourself for the love that you give others. Love yourself for that joy, that inspiration that each and every one of you brings to those around you. So that is our daily inspiration for today. I'm hoping it helped, because it was a little eye-opening to be like, well, yeah, I'll tell you, if I could look like I did 20 years ago, that'd be pretty cool. But at the same time, I'm pretty happy with where I am today. And I think that that's important for all of us. Find a moment to really be proud of who you are today. Who are you today? Love that person with all your heart. Because when you really love yourself, when you're accepting of yourself, there's just going to be an attraction, a magnetic attraction of those around you that are going to feel comfortable in your energy. Okay? All right. So there you go. That is our daily inspiration. And I want to thank you guys and hope you enjoyed today. And I'm glad, Yvonne. And remember, don't beat yourself up. That's the easy thing to do. Don't tap out and beat yourself up. Say some loving, kind words to yourself today, okay? Remember to shine your light and shine it bright. All right, you guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.